What's up, everybody? We've gotten a few more cast members revealed since Avengers Doomsday has started filming, and so it's time to dive into what Doom's plan is going to be in the movie. I want to preface all this by saying it's just me having fun, getting my tinfoil hat out, and using my nerdy brain, combined with some rumors, just a couple, to fill in the massive blanks we have for this movie. It's a fun stop at the speculation station for today's video, but I'm just going to fly right through, so keep this in mind because I'm not going to mention it again. The movie starts as Doom goes to Earth 10005, which that's the Earth of the Fox X-Men, and this is where Doom can have his show of force demonstrating his power in his introduction to the MCU. He can take out mutants like Binary, Mystique, and maybe, a couple others, depending on how many are going to be in this movie. Obviously, want to save a couple for the rest of the movie, but I mentioned Mystique there because I do believe that Rebecca Romijn is actually done filming her scenes for this movie already. But on that Earth, you also have Monica Rambeau from our universe, and in this scenario, she's watching her mom, Maria Rambeau, die once again, and that's as Binary in that Fox X-Men universe. On top of that, I think she'll be another hero of interest for Doctor Doom, not necessarily to eliminate her, but I do think he's going to want her out of the picture and on the sidelines, considering she can stop an incursion, and granted, pass out after, but she can stop one, and without the incursions, there's no battle world. From there, Doom will head to Earth 616, our Earth, after learning it's Monica's home, and he'll go straight for the raft to unleash a bit of chaos on our heroes. In fact, this could be another opportunity for him to show his strength, as he could take out Harrison Ford's Red Hulk, and that would give the veteran actor a way out of the MCU if he wants it. But I think the X-Men, there are plenty for him to prove himself, and just they're a bit more impressive than the MCU Red Hulk after Captain America Brave New World, although I did like the movie. That's going to be his whole thing on 616 too, just causing chaos because he needs time, and you comic fans, you know that, well, time runs out. He'll pit our heroes against each other and start that by going to the Thunderbolt Avengers without his mask on as a mind game to try and trick them into thinking he's Tony Stark. They all know of Tony, but none of them know of his sacrifice except for Bucky, or at least they weren't there to experience his sacrifice. However, the more important part of his visit to the new Avengers, the Thunderbolt Avengers, is Bob. He'll discover Bob during this part, and as I laid out in my World War Hulk video, which you can watch from just a couple weeks ago on the channel, and that's where, it's going to be revealed that Sentry will step in for Molecule Man in the MCU's adaptation of Secret Wars. Anyway, Doom's next stop would be the two super nations of the MCU, Wakanda and Talokan, and this is where the newest cast members we've learned about come into play for Doomsday. With the cast together, we learn that both Alex Livinalli and Mabel Cadena, I know I butchered both those names, apologies in advance, are both returning as Atuma and Namora in this movie, and that's important for two different reasons. The first is that I think following Namor's deal with Wakanda and with Shuri, which both of his top soldiers were quite upset about, they're going to betray the Fishman, as M'Baku called him, and side with Doom. But the second, and more important to me, Namor can be a part of the 616 Illuminati, which I do think we're going to get in these movies, even if they're a bit underdeveloped. I mean, it's as simple as Stephen Strange got the idea in Multiverse of Madness, and he came back and he decided he needed one of his own. So with that, even if they're going to be underdeveloped and just thrown together, I do have a team of 6 that I could see being the Earth 616 Illuminati, but the final one is kind of iffy for me. Anyway, it's Doctor Strange, obviously he'd be forming the team, and then Namor, as I mentioned, and then Captain Marvel would join them, Shang-Chi would join them, Clea would join them, coming with Doctor Strange, and then this last one, the iffy one I said, is going to be Star-Lord, because he's back on Earth, and I don't know, I know there's that concept art of him and Vision in the bar with the Young Avengers, but I highly doubt we end up seeing that come to life. I think he might end up being on this side of things. But anyway, at the end of the day, Doom is doing all of this not because he can't defeat Earth's heroes on his own, he could, but because he needs time, like I said, and he's reaching for something, no, someone bigger. Loki. He's going to need him and the TVA so that he can control the Void, which, not the Sentry Void, the Void location from Loki and Deadpool and Wolverine, which Daniel RPK just mentioned will be in Doomsday, and I think, it might just end up being the MCU Battle World, as I've previously speculated. Then the movie will come to an end, sending us into Secret Wars as our heroes realize that Doom has been playing them all along, and everybody, including the Fox X-Men and our new Avengers, everybody, join forces to go after him. That's when we'll get the reveal of his barons for Battleworld, which that's going to be the OG Avengers, minus Iron Man, obviously, he's Doctor Doom, with Hydra Captain America with Chris Evans back, 616 Savage Hulk, so our Hulk but Savage, like I've already speculated before in multiple videos, and then Ronan. And this one, it's more so, I know we've seen it before, but it's more so to get Renner into this movie and not have him doing all of his stunts on his own. He can have his stunt double under the mask. And then Black Widow, but she never escaped the Red Room with Scarlett Johansson back, even though she's playing coy like she's never coming back. And then Thor, and that's Thor with two R's, which honestly, and I would actually like this if it ended up happening. I think there's a chance we don't even see that confrontation, but end the movie on the cliffhanger of our new band of Avengers and the X-Men and the Fantastic Four arriving in the Void and meeting the evil variants of their oldest friends and mentors. That feels like a good place for Doomsday to end and just, retain some of that hype and some of their characters for Secret Wars. And so that's going to do it for today's video. The Doomsday theories will continue to grow as we get closer, but for now, I want to know who you guys want to see come back in these movies, so drop your hero or your villain that you want back the most down in the comments below and make sure you have a great day.